Audio is something that in video a lot of people ignore, a lot of people overlook, and the result is you have a lot of videos on YouTube that the production, the quality is high, the video quality is high, but the audio is bad. It's flat out terrible, and the reason is a lot of people just find audio boring, complicated, and something they don't want to learn. Rode released the first VideoMic Pro with essentially the intention of helping creators who shoot on DSLR or mirrorless cameras attain high quality professional audio at a relatively low price and with basically no hassle. The whole appeal of the microphone was that you could plug it right into your camera, into the 3.5mm input, and that was it. That was all you needed to do, and the sound quality was actually pretty good. Rode released the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus as essentially an upgrade to the original VideoMic Pro. A lot of the things that were found to be problematic with the first mic were addressed with the update and improved. Rode kept the thing at basically the same price point, and the popularity of this VideoMic Pro Plus is definitely just as high as the first one. There's a reason everyone's buying this mic. But how does it hold up? Is it actually as good as people say? Is it a microphone that you should spend your hard-earned money on? And does it actually make sort of run-and-gun guerrilla filmmaking style videos easier to make? Does it make them as easy as you might think? And what are some things you should keep in mind as far as using this thing, getting the most out of it? Well, that's what we're here to address today. So one of the biggest things that Rode changed with this upgrade was this microphone now doesn't have this annoying on and off switch problem like the first one did. The first one had this really annoying problem where every time you wanted to record, you had to make sure the microphone was on, because if it wasn't, essentially there could be this issue where the audio you were recording was not actually picking up from the mic. It was just using the camera's internal audio, and this was a problem. So you could have thought that you had this great recording done. You go back and look at the camera, and the microphone wasn't even on. This was definitely a problem. So what Rode did with this upgrade was they actually made it so that whenever you turn on the camera, you're also turning on the mic, and you're not gonna have to worry about not getting that clean audio in your video. One of the things that makes this microphone so special, a feature that is directly taken from the first one, is this plus 20 dB pad you can essentially turn on. What this means essentially is that you're able to use the preamp inside the microphone in order to get a much cleaner signal. A lot of these sort of plug-and-play shotgun microphones, what they're operating on is the preamp inside your camera. If you're using a DSLR or mirrorless camera, chances are the preamp is pretty bad. It's probably going to incorporate this really annoying hiss and not going to seem really professional. With this plus 20 dB pad, you're essentially using the preamp that is actually built onto the microphone's unit. This is really cool because you're getting 20 decibels of clean gain. If you do this correctly, you turn down the actual input inside your camera, you're gonna get really clean sound, really professional sound. But this is something I have to warn you guys about, because when we actually recorded this original video, we hadn't actually turned down the audio levels inside the camera, and what actually ended up happening was the video was basically unusable. The audio was clipping because the gain on the microphone was too high. The gain in the camera was too high, and the result was clipping, distortion, bad audio. So this is something to keep in mind. If you're going to use a plus 20 dB pad, which I absolutely recommend you do, make sure that the input inside your camera, the sensitivity of the preamp is really low. The original VideoMic Pro had outstanding battery life. I think it had nearly 60 hours of battery. But one thing that was pretty annoying was that you essentially had to put in a 9-volt battery of your own, disposable kind of cheap looking battery that wasn't rechargeable. This was annoying and kind of brought down the professionalism of the setup. With this upgrade, They made the microphone, one, rechargeable, but two, actually now having better battery life. This version actually gets 100 hours of battery life, which is incredible. Anson, who's filming me right now, actually hasn't even needed to recharge this thing since he bought it. This is incredible, and when you do decide, or when you do figure out that you're out of battery, you literally just plug it in. It's as simple as that. So I guess, who is this microphone for? What makes this thing so special? It's honestly the simplicity of the setup. As I described earlier, you plug it into your camera, you use the preamp inside the microphone, you're done. You're getting pretty professional sound at a $260 around price point that can be used on a DSLR or mirrorless camera. That's a value proposition I think a lot of people are interested in. It's a thing that a lot of people would benefit from having, and ultimately it's something that if more people had on YouTube, I think would make a big difference in the kind of quality of the videos we watch. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I click on a video and the audio's bad, I don't keep watching. I click off immediately. There's a reason so many vloggers use this microphone. There's a reason so many tech YouTubers use this microphone. And there's a reason so many filmmakers use this microphone. Simply because it's good, it's professional, and it's easy to use, and it's pretty affordable. The sound you're getting off this is recognizable to many different people, and it's ultimately just good enough for the kind of videos that we make here on YouTube. Are there better sounding microphones? Absolutely. I'm a guy who uses a Shure SM7B and an Audient ID44 interface as my normal sort of audio recording setup. That right there is $1,100. At this thing's price point, at $260, as a plug-and-play 3.5mm shotgun microphone, you can't go wrong. You use it for a situation like we're using right now, and you're getting good enough audio. People don't complain. So as you can probably guess, this entire video was actually filmed on the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, and it's a real-world test. If you notice, there's some background sounds. There's probably the sound of the beautiful waves crashing onto the shore. And you probably also hear people talking around us. That's because we wanted to give you guys a sense of the kind of ambiance you'll get when you're recording out in public. That's something to consider with this thing, guys. It's going to pick up the sounds you're throwing at it. It's not going to simply only record your voice if you're recording out in public. However, because it's so directional, you're also mainly going to hear your voice, or the subject who's in front of the camera. But yeah, I'm happy with this microphone, guys. I think that this was a good sort of sense of what you can expect if you decide to use this thing in the sort of guerrilla filmmaking style like we are. We have this thing on a Ronin S gimbal on a Canon 80D, and I think the quality's pretty good. I want to say a big thank you to Anson Tan, our videographer, who's filming me right now. And I want to tell you, if you're interested in buying this microphone, please use our Amazon affiliate link in the description. We also have an eBay affiliate link, and if you use either one of those, you're going to be supporting the channel at no extra cost to you. So, this has been Christian from Ericsson Films, bringing you guys a real-world microphone test. Until next time, peace out.